Hi Nida, it's so nice to have you here on the Perspective Room today. Just to introduce everybody to Nida, that she's she's been a friend for almost about a year and a half now. The way I met her was through this common designers community that we are a part of. God bless the admin and the people on it.
True.
I was looking for somebody to help me with Sati itself, and Nida was one of the first initial members who sort of like contributed something to this project and idea. And I'm so glad to have known her. Nida also started something called Crazy Creative, which I find super duper cool. She sent me a surprise mystery mail recently, which I was so excited to receive. But to let you guys know, the topic for this particular episode is going to be creative outlets, for the very right reasons that that's something Nida and I have in common.
True.
Creativity and using it as an outlet. So my first question to you, Nida, that when it comes to creative outlets, what is your creative outlet specifically, and how does it sort of add to your well-being?
Okay. So, I would say that I am somebody who doesn't really stick to like a specific art form, or I wouldn't say like I'm a painter, I'm a writer, that kind of a thing. I don't think so. I can put myself into one specific category, and that is something which I'm happy about. Like, I don't constrain myself. There are days when the thoughts flow, and I like to get my creativity out in the form of writing. Sometimes it's putting something on the paper. Sometimes it is literally like creating something out of scraps lying around. So, one specific art form, I wouldn't say what it is, but it is just everything is very much in the flow. And it really helps me in the well-being, because a lot of clutter up there, it becomes like it becomes peaceful when things are channeled out, either in any of the forms, be it writing, be it putting something on the paper. Because once things are out in a constructive manner, आपको भी दिखता है कि आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा था, what kind of was something bothering you or things like that. It definitely reflects in your work. And second thing, I mean, it's just fun to see what you actually make. And a lot of times आप इस तरीके से कुछ create करना हो, so you don't really have an end point, because you're not sitting, you have not figured things out, but you are just going with the flow, and you're just like, let's see where it goes and kya banta hai, kya hota hai. So I think so that is the process, how it goes.
And before I share my perspective on this, but to ask you, is it like a tool for like a distraction to sort of like get away from your chaos, or to actually use your chaos to create something out of it for you specifically?
I think so it's definitely the latter, like rather than, it's definitely not a distraction, because if it would have been a distraction, things would just keep piling up and you would not really enjoy what is happening, right? So it is definitely not a distraction. It is a way of letting those thoughts out. So yeah, that is what it is. It's definitely not a distraction. It is more on a constructive side.
Yeah, makes sense. For me, when it comes to my creative outlets, oh my God, there's so many. Wow. I think a lot of it comes from my childhood also. Like as a child, I loved drawing stuff using a stone on the walls of our house, or probably just watering the plants that my mom's beautiful garden had, or something like dancing, which was my first love. So there are so many creative outlets like that, and some are that I picked up on the way, like Singing is something that I picked up on the way. Playing an instrument is something that I picked up on the way. And for me, creativity is using the skill set that you have in your mind, in your brain, to use where there's not a lot of cognition involved. Matlab, there's not like a reasoning, there's not logic, there's not 1 + 1 = 2. And I think that would be creativity that probably I have not invested my time in. And then I now use it to sort of bring it back around, because I have not learned it, I have not picked up on it. In school, there used to be like maybe one period in 1 week for creative activities like these, which was just so sad, right? One SUPW period, one fine arts class once in a week, but math every day. Oh my God.
True.
So I think that sort of does add to my well-being now, specifically because I think that part of my brain was so unused. Which is one. And second is that, it sort of like stops me overthinking about stuff or reasoning stuff or going down a spiral. Oh, ye hua, fir ye hua, life mein fir ye hua. I think all of that sort of just stops for me in that moment. So, and I wouldn't say in the form of a distraction, but in a form where I get to like disconnect and detach and disengage. Because I know that engagement is of no use right now. Like, it's just an endless spiral leading to no place. So rather use like creativity as like an outlet to not let out the chaos, but for me, it's to detach from the chaos. Create a distance and maybe come back to it later. Or while I'm doing whatever I'm doing creatively, I get an insight about that chaos to probably not see it as chaos anymore. I want to ask you a question that, like, when it comes to, like I said, detachment and attachment to your creative outlets, there's sometimes a lot of judgment that comes into play. A lot of times we judge ourselves to probably invest time into creative activities. We think we're not creative people. What do you have to say about that? What's your perspective on that?
Okay, that's actually a very interesting perspective. I would, how I actually feel about it is somewhere within our core, how we are brought up or the kind of society that we live in. Creativity is either just taken for granted or it is not really valued that much. So I would say, I think so a lot of people are creative in the core, but maybe they never got the thing to tap into it, right? So when I or anybody in general, when they think that, oh, I'm not creative enough and maybe that is not my cup of tea, I think so maximum of the time is when that person has not really tapped into it. Because creativity, again, it is something very, very subjective, to whatever the end result gets out of it. It would work for somebody, it wouldn't work for somebody. Somebody might like it, somebody may not like it. That is definitely true. But for people to tap into it and see it for themselves, I think so that is really important. So there has been time when I would have thought that, oh, I'm not creative, like, ye kya hi chal raha hai type. So number one, what I have figured out is you really need to trust the process. Whatever is happening and however it is happening, just let it go. And, the end result will be what it is. Right? Second, what I feel is, right from the beginning of my childhood, like, I think so I had that little creative streak in me. For whatever reason, जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते हो, वो कहीं ना कहीं shrunk हो जाता है. For all the obvious practical reasons, right? I think so somewhere I owe it to my studies where I studied as an architect. So those 5 years were, made me realize that, oh, number one, there are so many forms how you can be creative. It doesn't have to be restricted to one thing. Like you click normal good pictures and there is art in that, there is creativity in that, because maybe वो photo में आपको जो दिख रहा है वो किसी और का perspective बिल्कुल ही कुछ और होगा. right? So to put it as if somebody is creative, not creative, I mean, there is no right or wrong answer to it. I think so. It is there in all of us. We just need to tap into it. So it took me a good
Yeah.
amount of time to understand that, oh, this is what I am in the core. But once I figured it out, I don't know, somehow it was really relieving. Yeah, okay, this is something that I can do. This is one of my plus points. It is not something which is, like a waste of time kind of a thing, because उससे काफी चीजें channelize होती हैं. I mean, one of the reasons I really enjoyed it because it just makes me happy. And I mean, we as people somehow we have forgotten that it is important to be happy. कि ठीक है, हर चीज monetary नहीं. Like, if I'm making something, जरूरी नहीं है. It is valuable only if it sells at a good price. It's not like that. I mean, end of the day, आपने भले कुछ भी बनाया हो, but you put it in your hand, and if that makes you happy, I think so that is a great value.
Yeah. Wow. There's so many things that you said and sort of like kind of relate with and connect very well with. I feel like that judgment is something that any which ways is very comparative because there's some comparison in place. I feel like there's judgment. Judgment of labeling something as good and bad. Because if you don't know bad, then you won't know good. And if you don't know good, you won't know bad, right? So for me, judgment is something that again comes from a space of comparison. And because I feel like from childhood, there's such less exposure when it comes to these creative spaces in life, and I see it the right side of the brain, right, which is being used in such situations and such instances where you are being exposed to actually creativity क्या होती है of brain. उसका exposure ही इतना कम होता है हमारी life में that I feel like कि judgment बहुत automatic है in comparison to those people who have been exposed to it more than probably you have. So when you look at those people who are creative without judgment because they have got the exposure and they know that there's this person inside of them that is a creative individual, there's a part of their brain which is creative, it's very natural for them to be at it and the other person to feel like, oh, I'm not creative. Because for them, then that becomes the definition of creativity. Say, for example, this person is great at art, drawing an amazing horse, beautiful looking horse. But if I know that I'm not somebody who can draw a horse like that, suddenly for me, no, I'm not creative. Because then creativity, the definition of creativity would mean drawing a horse, a beautiful horse. That's not what it is. If, say, in school you had SUPW period and you had so many different activities that you could be a part of. You could be a part of probably dancing, you could be a part of a music, whatever's section, you can be a part of playing a sport. Right? So there are so many ways, but nobody told us this SUPW is meant for your right side of the brain and this is creativity, It was just a period which was like, अरे ये तो मस्त है, free time है, हमारा मस्ती का time है, 2 घंटे SUPW में bunk करेंगे या chill करेंगे, That's how it was portrayed to us. So I feel like judgment is very natural where there's unawareness and judgment towards your own self that I am not a creative person. Wow, okay. I am not a creative person is just like sort of stupid, I feel like. Because there's just no exposure. And when it comes to the aspect of money that you mentioned, I would really like to talk a little bit more about that and ask you for some more things that you think about it. I'll share my perspective. I feel like that when it comes to, say, you make anything and everything, right? Like you make like best out of waste and create like a big junk sculpture. Or you don't create anything, but like you said, you just take pictures of like every day of your one fingernail, okay? And you watch it grow. Like every day you take a picture. So that in itself can be something that's very creative. And like you said, that you're not doing it for somebody to pay you for it. Just because it cannot be a source of income doesn't mean that you do not spend time on it or do not give that part of your brain time. Because the logical brain, like beta engineer बनना है, इंजीनियर बनते रहेंगे, वो क्रिएटिव साइड ऑफ द ब्रेन फिर उसका कोई यूज ही नहीं हो रहा है. क्यों? क्योंकि उससे पैसा नहीं मिलेगा ना. पैसा तो इंजीनियरिंग से मिल रहा है. तो मैं क्रिएटिविटी में टाइम इन्वेस्ट करना छोड़ दूंगा या दूंगी या whatever, right? So what is your perspective on it? Like, do you feel that it's really sad that just because it's not a part of your societal norms of making money and this is going to bring you money, it sort of just gets lost somewhere, and your potential is not optimized as a human?
I think so. This is absolutely sad. I mean, I think so. Somewhere as a society, I see, maybe it's a big word that I'm using, but I definitely see it as our failure. Because in today's world, everything has become so stringent when it comes to money, when it comes to time. कि अगर आप अपना टाइम किसी भी चीज में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो which is not making you bucks, I mean it just becomes like a waste. And I think so that is a wrong approach, at least from my perspective. Because yes, of course, money is important for survival and everything. I mean that is the world that we live in today, and आप उसके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते हो. That is true. But
Yeah.
just to nullify everything which is not aligned to this course, that is something which doesn't make sense. Like obviously, अगर मुझे कोई बोलेगा कि भाई ये आपका normal official hours है of working, if I am expecting कि नहीं यार इसमें से 2 घंटा मुझे मेरा बॉस बैठ के कलरिंग करने के लिए दे, so I mean that is wrong. I mean obviously I shouldn't be expecting something like that. But if I am making my own time where I am able to strike that balance between my logical work life and I have my own me time, I have my own personal space where I get to, do these creative outlets. And again, they are with a perspective that it is for me, So I think so that is very, very important that we have to strike that balance in our normal day-to-day life. Like as a society, we need to strike that balance. Like हम आज अपने बच्चे लोग को बहुत ये बोलते हैं, like school and all of that is of course important, but why is it not important to have an extra recreational, activity? Why is that not a part of their day-to-day life? Why is it like तुम school से आओ, तुम tuition जाओ, तुम वापस आओ, and that is pretty much where your entire day goes. As an adult also, you get up, you are in a rush to go to your work, you finish your work, and by that time, you have your daily chores to do, you have things to look into, and then by the end of the day, आप इतने exhausted हो जाते हो that honestly you don't have time or the mental bandwidth to do anything. But
Yeah.
I think so पूरे schedule में ना अगर मैं 15 minutes सिर्फ reading का डाल लूँ, where I make sure that before I go to bed 15 minutes यार अपनी मनपसंद एक novel पढ़ ले. Again, reading that 15 minutes is not gonna make me any bucks, but that will give me certain amount of mental peace. That will, at the end of the day, I'll be like, I did something which I enjoyed. I did something for me. And from my perspective, having those tiny breaks personally makes my day very, very sane. Like if I don't have those kind of breaks, like I don't know what I will do. And I think so that is very, very important. So every time when, right now when we are talking about creativity outlets or creativity breaks, again, I don't mean कि तुम एक color palette लेकर बैठ जाओ and you have to paint a beautiful picture. No, that is not what it is. It is very subjective. Even these activities are subjective. What people enjoy, how do they enjoy? And I personally feel that we need to have something like this in our day-to-day life. And that is very important. I mean, that is how you need to structure your lifestyle.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Like, I feel like I agree to it in a way where I feel like I've seen a lot of people during my childhood go for, these coachings for JEE. And it's like back to back coaching after coaching after coaching. And there's like school and then extra classes and then JEE coaching and then you're back and then you're studying and then oh my God, like you have so much more potential than just using the left side of your brain. And when it comes to the aspect of money, I feel like that people have given so much importance to money in today's world that that's exactly what the entire universe of yours revolves around. Money is survival. No, I don't feel that way. I mean, in one of these podcasts, somebody said that money is freedom. Money is flexibility. Money is so much more than daily bread and butter. It's and at the end of the day, if there's no money, it's not like the world would end, right? Yesterday I went and I met this flute बांसुरी वाले भैया. He was selling बांसुरी मेरी society के नीचे, and I went to him and he told me, madam, पैसे सब कुछ नहीं होते हैं. And I was like, a man who struggles 3 times a day just to make his daily bread. Some days he sells a flute, some days he does not. But still, that man is telling me that money is not important. I am missing something out in life while sitting in my house with the roof on top of my head and 3 meals in my stomach. What is wrong with me? Then I asked him this question. It's like, why are you saying that money is not everything? He's like, if there's no money in this world, the one thing that you cannot earn is humanity. He said, is
Wow.
connection, is having a big heart. सब कुछ हिंदी में
Yeah.
like दिल का राजा होना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. राजा बनना तो बहुत आसान होता है. वो किसी को भी मिल जाएगी. सब काम ढूंढ रहे हैं. सब बहुत काम है दुनिया में करने के लिए, पैसे कमाने के. पर दिलों का राजा कोई नहीं बन सकता ऐसे ही. तो he's like, that's why I feel like money is not important. And then I asked him that, but फिर अगर आपके पास पैसे नहीं होंगे तो आप क्या करते हो? कहते कुछ नहीं, खुश रहते हैं. We just stay happy if we don't have money. It's like, how
Okay.
the hell do you do that? Right? He's like, because God provides. He said there are days when I don't make money, when I don't sell a flute, but randomly I'll bump into somebody who'll buy me a pack of rice, a pack of grain of rice, or like a bag of lentils. And I have enough, more than enough for my family for the next few days, because maybe he has planned for me that there's going to be no person who's going to buy my flute. So I'm provided for. He's like, when you develop that kind of a faith and when you observe such things happen in life, then you know that money is nothing and you just need to be happy. So what I'm trying to get at with this is that if creative outlets are outlets that you're not investing in, and like you said, creativity breaks, right? Which is not a break where you're actually sitting with like a mandala art. It's just you creating space in itself is creativity for yourself, where you just sit with yourself for 5 minutes a day in silence. That's creativity. Because you're giving a part of you time and space that you usually don't give that space to. That in itself is creativity. And if you're not doing that because money is an excuse, that I'd rather invest my time in something that's making me money, which is my job. I mean, I don't believe in that perspective at all. Like,
I agree.
that's just
I
not
agree.
me. That's just not me. And like, I want to ask you, like, how do you think it sort of adds happiness to your life? I think that will be a really, really beautiful answer that I'm going to get from
Right.
you.
So, happiness for me is firstly something which is very important. Because I feel that if I have a whole lot of money in the world, and yeah, again, I'm just drawing a comparison with money, but if I am not happy, if I am not surrounded by my people, I think so that would still bother me, and I would still be like, I'm missing out on something, right?
Yeah.
So, to drive happiness out of this, I mean, that is a very interesting question. How do I put it? See, firstly, when I personally give myself that space to sit and maybe create something or maybe just have a thought, there is something which me that shifts, okay? Like you feel light, you feel your thoughts are decluttered, right? Because so I'll give you a tiny example. So I have a work from home setup where, once I sit in front of my laptop in the morning, I am there. Things have to get sorted, and you don't. Calls are coming, there are meetings, things are to be submitted, and things like that. Lately, what I've started to do is no matter what I'm doing, but the minute I hear it, I just drop everything and I just close my eyes and I just listen to it. So that is literally me giving 2 minutes 5 times a day just for a peace of mind. And that helps because when I give myself that 2 minutes, something in me shifts because आई नो कि इसके बाद भी बहुत सारा काम है, 2 मिनट में कुछ मेराकुलसली काम मेरा हो नहीं जाता है. इट इनफैक्ट इट इज लाइक 2 मिनट वेस्ट हो रहा है, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट इन्वेस्टिंग इट देयर. But that 2 minutes break helps me to relax. It makes me happy and it helps me gather my thoughts. And whenever I resume my work after that 2 minutes, it is just better. I'm in a better mood. I am in a better mind space to handle whatever is in my way. Right? So when I talk about happiness, happiness not just about where I'm smiling, giggling, or it's a party. Right? It is not just that. Happiness is when you are relaxed, when you have a positive mindset, when you are somewhere preparing yourself for what is to come next. You are not anxious. So I would say rather happiness is like the absence of all the negativity, right? Where in that moment where I know I'm not anxious, I know I am not having any negative thoughts, where I don't have that thing that, oh my God, there's so much burden on my shoulder. When I am not feeling all of this is when I can say that I'm happy. And I have realized that it takes efforts. Happiness doesn't just come and falls in your lap. You will not get up one day and you will be like, oh, I'm so happy. This is something which I have realized from my personal experience, that happiness actually takes effort. It takes effort that you have to calm your nervous system. कि यार relax, it's इतनी जल्दी नहीं है. I remember I used to travel to office, right? And I would be like rushing, metro पकड़ना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. And I started reminding myself that wait, why are you running? ये metro जाएगी तो दूसरी metro आ जाएगी यार. Office ही जाना है. It's okay. And that helps. That effort helps. I would literally remind myself while running to get a metro that it's okay. बंद हो गया दरवाजा, बंद हो गया, ठीक है यार. It's not the end of the world. So you need to keep reminding yourself that when you are not feeling all of this, you can just define that, yeah, now I am happy. And as I said, happiness is not just where you're always giggling and laughing all the time. No, it's not like that. You need to have that mindset where you feel like life is good. And when I say life is good, again, it doesn't mean that, सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है. नहीं, लाइफ में कभी सब कुछ अच्छा नहीं चलता है, कुछ ना कुछ होता ही रहता है. That is what life is. But if you have a clear head, if you have a positive perspective even to the problems that are coming in your way, I think so that is when you can say, yeah, I'm happy, because whatever is happening, I know it's happening for a reason. It is either to make me stronger, make me better. कुछ अच्छा ही निकलेगा यार, ये मुश्किल जो भी आ गई है. But अगर आपका perspective ऐसा है, then it will work.
Yeah, wow, there's so much to unpack. Happiness and creativity. I mean, when you were talking about I think azan, you were saying azan,
Yes,
right? Like
yes.
your prayer time. It's like creativity is a prayer.
Yeah.
Like for a
Yes.
prayer is creativity, whichever way you want to look at it. And I feel like, I don't have words to describe how beautiful finding creativity through prayer can be. Like, and a lot of people I know wouldn't be big believers in prayer, but for me, prayer is just a minuscule, like a tiny thought in a day where you probably dive into like some aspect of selflessness, where you are like, God, I'm so grateful for this moment. It doesn't have to be for my entire day. Sometimes things don't have to be so big, they can be really tiny. As tiny as, in this moment, I'm thinking of you, God, and thank you. And that in itself is, I feel like, again, creativity, because you're creating space for something that you usually otherwise wouldn't create space for. And I think in that moment, what I feel is joy, and what I feel is happiness, what I feel is contentment and peace. Because again, this song is coming into my head, kun faya kun, like jab kahin pe kuch nahi bhi nahi tha, wahi tha. So I feel like when even nothingness was not there, what was there? Say emptiness, say nothingness. If you give that aspect of the void 2 minutes of your day, or 30 seconds even, I feel like that will be beautiful. And I know a lot of people would be thinking right now, listening to me, is like, ये कैसे करते हैं? ये कौन करता है? ये कौन करता है? मतलब, my one thing that I like to say is what it feels like is dropping from your head to your heart. Because for those 2 moments, like you said, you let go of all beliefs, behaviors, actions, thoughts, things you're carrying, burdens, to-do lists, next, what next in life, what's the next moment? You're like, no, 3, 2, 1, cut, and you drop. And you're like, like it's almost like that. It's almost like taking a dive into the swimming pool. Ki jaise hi kude, it's like vacuum, that's what it feels like to me. And I think in that moment, there is so much happiness. I'm creating that space for an emotion which is void, like you said, of all the negativity that is sort of entering my ears in the form of whatever it may appear to me. Like for me, it's silence. And for somebody else, it can look like probably just breathing. For somebody else, it can look like reading a prayer out of a book or just reading a book. And I think, like you said, that happiness is something that probably does not lead to last. Like your day does not have to be perfect for you to be, I'm a happy person, I'm happy today. Like it can be just, as you said, that it's about the perspective that you have towards your probably day. In those imperfect moments where you're probably learning something or finding a solution to some problem, even though it's a problem holistically, but because you're trying to solve it in whatever way, at the end of the day, whether you solve it or you don't solve it, you grew from it. So even
Right.
that can make you happy if your agenda is growth, right? And I feel like finding outlets in these manners, taking pauses, figuring out what creativity means for you specifically, which can be just something which is void of what you call not creative in life. Let's look at it this way, because that's the best possible way to probably start defining creativity, for me at least. What is that one thing that you want to share with everybody here that gives you the most amount of joy, no matter when you go to it, no matter when you reach out to it, whether you are creating something, as in actually creating something, or just being with something?
So I think so. Lately, one of the things which is, really working for me, I would say, is kind of just sitting with my thoughts. How I would elaborate it is, again, not in an anxious kind of a manner, but what I've realized is with all the facilities that we have, somewhere we have become so accustomed to overconsumption of literally anything and everything. Okay. So I was reflecting the other day and I realized that I don't really sit idle. Like if I am cooking, I will have some podcast running. If I am working, I would just call somebody and be on a call. Like, I'll call my mom, I'll call my sister. Again, these are people from my inner circle only, right? And whenever I sit by myself, I will have, something going on in my head. Ki, ye karna hai, aisa karna hai, and, things like that. So I realized that I am never empty up there, right? So these days, what I do is I just sit and I try not to think anything. And trust me, that is very difficult, right? When you don't want to think anything, because that is how your brain works. कुछ ना कुछ आपको सोचना ही पड़ता है. I mean, So that is one thing which is really working for me these days. Like even when I'm traveling, when I'm outside my house, somehow I don't have a mobile data on throughout. So that, somewhere it just restricts me. Like I will not go on Instagram because my mobile data is not working. Right? So then what do? Then I would sit, I would observe something. I would, maybe observe somebody's attire and be like, "Arey, yaar, ye to acha lag raha hai. This color combinations are good." I would maybe look at a plant. I mean, to anybody else, it may actually seem very, very strange that, why would you do that? I mean, you have that time, do something, listen to a podcast, do something, but you don't have to be productive like 24 hours a day. I mean, why have we made it like a thing? Like when we would be growing up, right? I remember like me and my sister, we still joke about it कि यार हम बैठ नहीं सकते थे ऐसे, you know. They'll be like, why are you sitting? Go read something, go color something. Like, ऐवी क्या बैठे हो? Like, you know. So of course, as
Hmm.
kids, so that we don't become lazy, you know, that is inculcated into us. But I feel we have to keep remolding ourselves as we grow up, right? Because maybe as a kid that was not required to me because you know I want my parents wanted all our mechanisms to be you know in motion to grow and get better and things like that. But today as an adult I just feel like those pauses are so important for me, right? Like there are still days when I would just sit and I would just color something, right? You know, I would just doodle things like I would make those circle. And wo karte karte, one, if there is something which is spiraling out inside of you, that definitely comes out because you become a little calm. You're just repeating the same thing. तो तुम्हारा दिमाग uh, चल नहीं रहा है, right? Basically, because you're just repeating what you're doing. Number one, it really calms me down. Second thing is, as I said, I mean, it doesn't has to be like an end product of, you know, something very big. Some days you just do it because I just felt like doing it, right? I mean, you don't have to reason out everything that, oh, I'm struggling with something, इसीलिए मुझे color करना है. नहीं, let's not associate everything to, you know, some kind of an agenda, some kind of an end goal. Some days you just do things because it just makes me happy. And I think so that should be an enough reason. Like, why are we doing this podcast, right? Like, what are we going to get out of it? No, but I know if I just sit and if I have some word with Dinema, मुझे मजा आएगा. Like, you know, I will learn something from her. You know, she will tell me something जो यार मैंने कभी इस बारे में नहीं सोचा. We will have like a productive discussion of, you know, things like that. So I think so for you, for me at least, to just sit with thoughts or, you know, um, even when we are discussing something, everything doesn't has to be like a debate. Okay. Now for us, everything is like a debate. Like, oh, अगर इसका perspective मुझसे नहीं मेल खा रहा है मतलब भाई कुछ तो है. नहीं, ठीक है ना, नहीं मेल खा रहा है, नहीं मेल खा रहा है. I think so people need to really chill, like relax. I think so we really have missed out on that. That everything is so paced up. Everything is like for agenda. Everything is like for that one number, for that like, or you know, how in whatever parameter you fit it. आई थिंक सो वी नीड टू जस्ट चिल कि यार जिंदगी यार इतना क्या सीरियसली लेना. ठीक है यार, चल रहा है. Like, you know, there are of course things which are to be taken seriously, but everything is not supposed to be that serious, right?
Yeah. I feel that's also because somewhere, you know, in schools, used to be like, beta 90% लाने हैं, cut off 96 है, DU का. So it's like you have to score well. There's some performance that you have to give. Say, for example, even if you're like a great dancer and that's how people see you, so you have to, like, there's next performance. So for me, it's like, again, there's, as you said, right, that people have fixed, which you sort of chase, that now when you have reached a space of life where you set your own parameters, your parents, school teachers, nobody is telling you for any parameters. You are now creating your own parameters because it's out of a very unconscious space, and the way that I see it, it's just a habit. There's no need for you to set parameters like, I want these many followers or these many likes or this much money in my life. So now maybe from a space of awareness, you can create new parameters for yourself. Like, I also know that there are people who might think that these parameters are what keeps you going in life. You know, I feel like there's no going in life any which ways. Life will any which ways move. There's going to be another day. So you are going to wake up another day. So what do you mean by this keeps me going? You know, like, I mean, why can't you just be and flow with life instead? See where it takes you instead of you planning and deciding that I want to go there. And a lot of people would feel maybe, and I mean, I used to feel this way, that ways I'm more in control because I have a certain set parameters. I have a goal to achieve. But the way that I see it now is that it's just perfection that I'm trying to attain, you know, certain sense perfection. Because there was used to be as a child an expectation out of me to be this ideal child, whatever it may be looking like for whoever at that point of time in my perception. Maybe that's not how they intended it to be. Maybe my parents never intended me to be perfect, but that's how I perceived it because they had these parameters. Now apply that to yourself in your own life. What are you setting for yourself? It's like almost like you can not be perfect. So you are setting yourself up for failure. And if each individual person is doing that for themselves, I feel like the whole world is setting up itself for failure only. And I think that's also okay. That's okay because failures are a part of life. And there is the aspect of, you said, no, that people need to chill, that failure is bound to happen. So just chill, that you are failing. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Tomorrow, let's just go for another failure. Let's try to look at it this way. And I also feel like, again, that then something like your day-to-day habits of the way that you sort of work with life, either in a relaxing manner or in a, oh, let's keep going, next thing, like that habit itself becomes like an outlet for you to let out whatever is it that you need to let out that's been cooking and being created in your brain. I want to ask you that when it comes to, like I said, what is cooking in your brain or is being created in your brain. For me, cooking is a beautiful outlet, like of, just letting out whatever is it that I'm going through my day. Like I cook at least one meal for myself. Have you ever seen eating your food as a creative outlet, or cooking your food, or working with food in any which ways as a creative outlet?
Yeah, I would agree to what you're saying. To be very honest, I'm not a very good cook, okay? But I remember there was a time when I used to just stay by myself. So it was like me, my house, my cat, and yeah, that is pretty much it, okay? And on days when I would maybe have a bad day for whatever reason, or, something just did not work out, and you are really in your dumps. What I would do is I would make this specific Sunfeast ka pasta, which was cheese and mushroom flavor, okay? I would just go get that and I would cook that, okay? And वो बनने में बिल्कुल भी effort और time लगता नहीं. You just add water, you add masala. But I would put some of my own ingredients, okay? Like, you add little cheese, you add little spices and things like that. And again, these ingredients are nothing which is like, off the chart or somewhere written. I mean, there is no quantity, there is nothing, kitna spice dalna. I mean, it is just like you are going with the flow. You open the packet, you put everything in the pot, whatever it feels like, right? And then it cooks and a nice saucy pasta. I would watch some anime and I would eat it. And it actually became like a ritual. Like, that became like my comfort food, my comfort show. And every time I would have a bad day for whatever reason, I knew that, ab ghar jaakar, this is what I have to do. And it would just make things better. And I mean, there is no science to it. There is no logic to it. कि यार वो खाने से क्यों अच्छा लगता है? There is no logic behind it. But making that meal, spending that time with myself, with my cat somewhere around, that entire thing, see, it still makes me smile when I think about that specific moment. Or फिर वो सब खत्म करके you get cozy up in your bed and you're just having that warm pasta while watching something nice. And it did not make me laugh. It did not make me, it did not fix any of my problems when I did that. But it led to the absence of my anxiety. It led me to the absence of whatever was making me sad and, things like that. It gave me the strength to cope up. कि ठीक है, आज का दिन तो खत्म हो गया ना. It ended on a good note. अभी कल का कल देखते हैं. And I think so that is what is important. Because no matter how old you get or where you are in your life, everything is never going to be perfect. I mean, that is practically just not possible, right? But a lot of times what happens is, if we have like 8 things which are going good, but 2 things are not working out, we will sit and we will crib about those 2 things. And we will be like, कि बाकी अच्छा चल रहा है तो अच्छा ही चल रहा है. I mean, that is how it is supposed to be. No, that is not how it is supposed to be. If something is going good for you, appreciate it. ठीक है? Because हर बार सब चीज अच्छी नहीं होती है. So going back to the food story, that, yeah, I mean, that used to be something very, very simple, but that, somehow that entire process became very like a therapy, which I would do just to make myself
Like a
happy.
ritual.
Yeah, like a
Hmm.
ritual. So again, there is no benefit, not even that food was something very nutritious, okay? I mean, it was like one of those packet pasta, so ऐसा भी नहीं कि कुछ बहुत अच्छा हम खा रहे हैं. It was, it had no specific value attached to it, but yeah, that ritual that just gave me comfort, and in that moment, things would just be better.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I mean, I get it because I'm a chef and like food has been such a huge part of my life any which ways. That's why I think I also asked that question because I feel like food is something that is survival, you know.
Right.
Now, I would call that survival and not money survival. Food is survival. You need it to eat and feed your body. And I feel like it's such a creative process. It's almost like you yourself being a human being growing from the space of a fetus to a full grown individual. It's literally like that you plant a seed and then you nurture it and it grows into a tree and then gives you a fruit. And with that fruit, you sort of like cook your meals. And I feel like, and then you as a human being, 2 seeds basically, and then 2 fruits of 2 different creative processes of nature, then get together to make a meal. Like, how mind-blowing is that? And in that process, imagine it's the creativity of the tomato and the creativity of, say, Dinima, who are getting together to make maybe like a chutney. I feel it's magnificent, honestly. And that's why I always feel like the more that you are connected to the process of probably cooking or, as you said, just maybe boiling water and adding like a tea bag to it. It doesn't need to have some value, like it doesn't need to be like a yummy meal because that's just the definition people have given it, right? It's very outside in perspective that, dude, like, I'm not a chef, so I'm not very creative at cooking. But no, even if you just boil some water and the act of probably adding a tea bag to it, but the experience and the situation and the circumstance and the feeling it sort of gives you, again, itself is void of the negativity or grounds you in a single moment, itself becomes an outlet. Also, when I think of the word outlet, it also sort of reminds me of like these plumbing systems and like these pipes. You know how there are these pipes in our houses which sometimes have you seen how washing machine ka pipe hota hai wo drainage mein jata hai? Then sometimes there's a pipe from the AC that will go down on the wall, नहीं drip करेगा दीवार पे तुम्हारी building के. And sometimes like there'll be like one big pipe that is coming from the terrace. बारिश का पानी collect करके वो नीचे जमीन पे छोड़ेगा. I don't know. I'm just getting this visual in my head right now.
Okay.
How do you think that sort of like fits into your experience of your body? Like for me, that feels like crying. Like crying is an outlet. And I think that's a creative process. Where does it come from? The tears. I don't know. There's no logic to them. Somebody says something, there's an emotion, or I think of a memory, there's this emotion, and then I cry. Like, it just happens. It's an automatic process. Like, that's
Right.
what this plumbing system reminds me of, and the word outlet. What does this word mean for you? And this plumbing system, whatever I described. It's a weird question, I know.
No, it actually got, yeah, I mean, it gets you thinking. So, talking about outlet, when I think about that word, I think about that process, I kind of relate it to the emotions of positive and negative, okay? Like, what I'm trying to get at is everything that you have inside of you if it has to come out, it can come out positively or negatively, and that is absolutely in your control. So when people try to get it out negatively, and they are given a benefit of the doubt कि ठीक है ये ऐसा ही है, I mean that is how that person functions. So I don't think that is right, because how do you things let out, आपका outlet कैसा होगा, that is absolutely in your control. So जैसे talking about plumbing example that you gave me, if if you are connected to a washing machine which is going to dispose of waste, तो waste ही dispose करेगा. आप उससे अच्छा कुछ expect नहीं कर सकते हो, right? But at the same time, if you are talking about plumbing which is connected to a tube well, तो उससे अच्छा पानी ही निकलेगा, अच्छा ठंडा fresh, things like that. So it is absolutely in your control that what kind of outlet comes out from you, because आप जैसे हो, आप Aslan is also joining us. If you are somebody who is negative, के अंदर jealousy or kind of spectrum की feelings आपके अंदर है, so that is how your outlet is going to be. And somebody who has a positive perspective, or somebody who has humility, and somebody who is happy to see somebody else succeed, somebody else bloom, so आपके अंदर से outlet वैसा ही आएगा. So as I said, it is very much in your control how you let those things come out. I know a lot of people, when they are upset, or when they are overwhelmed, it comes out as a frustration, and most of the time it actually comes out on somebody who is not actually the cause of that frustration, right? And people have kind of normalized this, right? That that is how it is. चलो ठीक है यार, अभी उसका गुस्सा ठंडा हो जाएगा, तो that is not what they meant. But I do not think that it should be something that is normalized. And आपका that is the kind of perspective you have towards life, and that is the kind of outlet that comes out of you. And as I said earlier, that all of this takes a lot of effort. To be very honest, to get angry and rant at somebody, or let your frustration out, trust me, that is really easy. That is something which is very easy, because somehow it just flows as it is, and then then you're like, ठीक है हम apologize कर लेते हैं या जो भी है. But for you in that moment to hold yourself back and think, no yaar, I shouldn't do like this for whatever reason, सामने वाले की तो गलती नहीं है, I'm frustrated about something else, to keep yourself in check, to hold yourself in that moment, that takes a lot of effort. मेरा outlet कैसा आएगा बाहर, to check it and correct it and act in that moment is very important. And I think so people have somehow kind of lost that touch. People have taken that thing for granted. People have normalized that kind of behavior, that ठीक है ऐसा ही है, this is how it works. But no, it shouldn't be that way. You have to keep yourself in check, especially the people who are adults, right? There is nobody else who is going to keep you in check. कोई आकर आपको नहीं समझाएगा that आपको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, आपको ऐसी बात नहीं करनी चाहिए, or this is not right and that is wrong. Because as an adult, if you are still not able to figure it out, then there is definitely something wrong with you. So you are the only person who can keep a check on your outlet, the nature of your outlet. Sometimes it happens, we all are human, but somebody to make it like a pattern, somebody to become like a habit, okay, this is what it is, I think so, then there is something wrong, because you need to catch yourself and be like, yeah, why am I doing this again and again? And I think so people really need to reflect on these kind of things, and they don't, because they are too busy. So when you take, I'm just looping everything back, that when you take these creative breaks, when you sit with your thoughts, sit with your action, and that is only when you realize that what I'm doing wrong and how can I fix it. Like I will give you an example. So I don't know, I just had a tiff with a friend, or something happened, something of that sort, and I was like all this thing fired up that मैं क्यों initiate करूं, and things like that, blah blah blah, and I mean, like the normal human tendency that we have. And in that stretch, when I was not talking to that friend, I was reading some certain book. यार मैं तो सिर्फ अपने perspective से, मैंने उसका perspective, and because I took that creative break to sit and reflect and think and read as the very beginning, is where I actually thought that ये इतना बड़ा issue है नहीं. मतलब, I think so if I just keep my ego aside, I don't think so it's a problem at all. The only reason I'm not approaching my friend, who is a really good friend of mine, is just because I'm being egoistic. And is that a right outlet? Is that a right approach? And I was like, no, that is not right. So you go next day, you talk to that person, you hug it out, and the world is a beautiful place after that. I mean, we just realized कि यार इतनी बड़ी तो कोई बात ही नहीं थी. Like what is even happening? So yeah, I think so that is exactly why these breaks, these reflections as an individual, it's very important, because you sit and you understand that what am I doing? Am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And what do I need fixing? And I think so that is where this is very important.
I think this is probably the part of the podcast where I usually ask the person, what is that one perspective that you're taking back? I mean, I don't do that in all the episodes, but I think in this one I would like to do it. And I want to say that because I think this is one perspective that I'm really going to take back, which is how the plumbing system is not only one way but two ways. How energy does not flow only in one direction but in the other direction also. But if it's habituated to flow in one direction, it is very difficult to reverse it. If your energy is flowing in a clockwise direction, which is from your feet, where you take in energy from earth and you circulate it to your head, then moving it back from your head downwards is very difficult, because it's almost like you're flowing in the opposite direction. But I always think of it this way, that we have in our human body a plumbing system which is always two ways. We have left nostril and we have right nostril. It's almost like doing anulom vilom. You're taking in your breath from the left nostril and then holding it and then releasing it from the other. Then again from the right hand side, you take it in, and from the other side, you take it out. So there's always a two-way process, which is we have two hands, two legs. So yes, there is always a two-way thing going on. So of course, there's always a choice to then probably choose which outlet would you want to choose. Even creatively, there's always a choice. Would you want to be very angry while making your food? Or would you want to be happy while making your food? Would you want to use your anger to lash it out on somebody and project it onto somebody? Or would you like to go to the gym and then work it out? When you're calmer, then probably go and talk to the person who actually was the one who triggered the anger. Not saying they are the ones who are the cause of the anger. The feeling is inside of you. So it's your anger at the end of the day, your responsibility, your anger. They can be the source, and then you talk it out, right? So I think this is the aspect that I'll take back today from this episode, that it's always two ways. It's never one way. It's a relationship between two people. It's never one-sided. So even when you're angry in relationships, there are fights or whatever, put your ego aside, watch it from the third perspective, like you said, and then take an action. I think it's very easy to ruin something, but very difficult to make it. Like you said, it takes a lot of effort, and to ruin something, it can take a second, and it's very easy. So I think that's what I'm going to take back. What are you going to take back? Which perspective? Can be mine, can be yours or yourself.
Yeah, I think so. The perspective which I will be taking back is, I just feel the kind of perspective actually the both of us have, where things are not all about hustling, right? Because I think so this perspective, especially in today's world, is very, very important, because I don't know, it makes me a little sad to see the kind of society that we live in today's world, where the hustle culture is glorified, or if something is not really adding value, I mean, it is not valuable enough. I mean, that is something which is not okay. And it is good to see, in at least there are two people on the same perspective on this, and I would like to see more people to join this perspective, right? Because everything is not about something very grand. I mean, it is about the little things. And we as a society, if we start appreciating these things and if we start building our lifestyle on this perspective, I think so life will get much easier for anybody and everybody, because these parameters that we have set, uh, they will break, not just change. So, for somebody to feel that beaten down will not have the parameters to compare, right? Because we all are somewhere, ठीक है मुझे ये नहीं आता तो ये तो आता है, we are cheering each other up, and
Yeah.
rather than climbing on each other to reach the top, there is no top as such. There are like millions
Yeah.
and billions of us in this world, right? It is crazy to spend what your 30, 40 years of your life to get on top of what, the billion people who are running the race. I do not understand that perspective.
Yeah.
I cannot run for 40, 50, 60 years continuously to beat the 20, 30 billion, however many people are there, right? It is practically not possible. So rather than doing that, I have my own world, I have my universe, includes of my people, my circle, my things. And if we try to make that specific universe a better place, and if all of us are trying to achieve that, I think so overall, world will just get better. Maybe it has
Yeah.
become very philosophical. That is not how I intended it to be. But I just really feel that each one of us need to fix our perspective. And I would
Yeah.
also want to add that whatever we've been talking about, I don't want people to take it away that's something that I don't want to strive to get better. No, I don't want to settle where I am today. No, it's not that. All I'm saying is the progress that we have want, the goals that we have kept for ourselves, we need to achieve that definitely. You need to grow, but you need to keep a positive perspective to it. You don't have to
Realistic.
beat yourself. Yeah, realistic. And even number one, when you are trying to achieve that goal, you have to have a positive perspective. You don't have to compare. And also, when you achieve it, that can't be like a line for anybody else. Like, okay, this is what I have become, and if you are not that, then you are too lesser than me. No, that is absolutely wrong. That is what I'm trying to get at. That everybody's role, everybody's goal is very, very different, very, very subjective. We don't have to get into a rat race for everybody to achieve the same thing. That just doesn't work. Because honestly, that is the system we have right now. Our system is badly failing. We all can see it fail. We know what is the outcome of living in that system, being part of that system. So that needs to change. That perspective is what needs to change. That, you don't have to beat yourself down or beat somebody else down because they are not doing the same thing that you are doing. So, okay,
Yeah.
that is their journey and that is how they want their life to be, and that is completely fine. We all can just coexist and still be happy. We don't have
Yeah.
to convert everything into like a big competition. No, it's
Yeah.
not really required. I think so that is definitely something I'm going to take back, that uh, it's not a competition. It takes a lot of effort to live this way, because the other way is actually much simpler. But just because it's simpler doesn't make it that it's the nice way.
Maybe not simpler, but just habitual. It's a habit. It's a
Yeah,
habit.
no, that is why. That is the reason I'm saying simple is because we have made it a habit. कि ऐसा ही तो कहीं नहीं लिखा है कि ऐसा ही होना. And if you want
Yeah.
to move away, it will take effort. But अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा सब लोग effort करें, so maybe that part becomes the new habit, and maybe that would be simpler. But we have to start that journey somewhere.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you so much,
such a guest.
Dinema. This was
I am
so much
grateful.
like eye-opening to see that I would always contemplate that, am I thinking right? Because what I'm thinking is not very conventional. So is it right? Is it wrong? Am I growing the right way? Am I molding myself the right way? But to connect and to talk to somebody else who is of the perspective somewhere gives you the confidence that maybe today things are not fitting in your perspective, but your perspective is not.
Yeah. And I don't think the right and wrong deserves to be so because you get validation and you don't get validation. I feel like even if you wouldn't have gotten the validation today of a similar perspective, which is which you are surrounded by a person, I think your perspective is still valid because it's yours, you know. And just like from my end to you, it would be just be proud of it. I think because I am proud of mine, because I know that I am living a very unconventional perspective too. And if today I did not had not received this validation from you, I still would have continued to live my perspective very happily.
True.
Because you know what, it makes my world and my universe a better place.
Better place.
And
Right.
yeah, that's why I just want to I'm so grateful for this conversation. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And I really hope that all of you who are listening also take back something from it. And in the description box below, I'm going to mention the details of Crazy Creative, which is by Nida. And you guys can reach out to her if you want any of her creative art supplies creations that she makes. She's got a whole thing going on. You can check it out. And take care of yourself. Bye bye.